Ranjanam Yamunatiram Vanacharim Yamunatiram Vanacharim Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Jai Jagannatha Baladeva Maya Subhadam जय गौरानिताय गौरानिताय पतित पावन गौरनिताय जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा प्रभुपदा शिल प्रभुपदा जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमत् शिलाभय चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की श्रीपाद माधवाचार्य की समवेत गौर भक्तवृंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवयां भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। जय श्री राधा मदन मोहन जी की, जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की, पतित पावन गौर निताय की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, is entitled The Creation of the Fourth Order. Chapter 22nd, which is entitled Prithu Maharaj Meeting with Four Kumaras. Text 26. The Srila Prabhupada give the topic for this particular verses, increasing the culture of devotional service. Like in Srimad Bhagavatam, if we say there's a name is given for the canto, for chapter, and the shlokas are divided into different section. So this particular section, what division we are going to see now, is increasing the culture of devotional service. Next 3-4 verses, which is going to come across. Yadarati brahmani naishtaki puman नाचार्यवान् ज्ञानविरागरं हसाम् दहत्यवीर्यं हृदयं जीवकोशम् पञ्चात्मकं योनिमिवोत्थितोऽग्नि यदारति ब्रह्मणि नैष्ठकीपान् आचार्यवान् ज्ञानविरागरं हसाम् दहत्यवीर्यं हृदयं जीवकोशम् पञ्चात्मकं योनिमिवोत्थितोऽग्नि यदा रति ब्रह्मणि नैष्ठकी पुमान् आचार्यवान् ज्ञानविरागरंहसाम् दहत्यवीर्यं हृदयं जीवकोशम् पञ्चात्मकं योनिमिबोत्थितोऽग्निम् यदा रति ब्रह्मणि नैष्ठकी पुमान् आचार्यवान् ज्ञानविरागरंहसाम् दहत्यवीर्यं हृदयं जीवकोशम् पञ्चात्मकं योनिविबोधितोऽग्निम्. One more devotee. यदा रति ब्रह्मणि नैष्ठकी पुमान् आचार्यवान् ज्ञानविरागरंहसाम् दहत्यवीर्यं हृदयं जीवकोशम् पञ्चात्मकं योनिविव. What word meaning? Yada, when, ratihi, attachment, brahmani, in the supreme personality of Godhead, nesthaki, fix, puman, the person, acharyavan, completely surrender to the spiritual master, jnana, knowledge, viraga, detachment, ramhasam, by the force of dahati, burns, aviryam, important, hridayam, within the heart, jiva kosham, the covering of the spirit soul, pancha atmakam, five element, yonim, source of birth, evam, like, utthitam, emanating, agnihi, fire. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Aravind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Upon being fixed in his attachment to the Supreme Personality of Godhead by the grace of the spiritual master and by awakening knowledge and detachment, the living entity situated within the heart of the body and covered by the five elements burns up his material surrounding exactly as fire arising from wood burns the wood itself. Purport. It is said that both the Jivatma, the individual soul, and the Paramatma live together within the heart. In the Vedic version, it is stated, Hrudi hi ayam atma. The soul and supersoul live within the heart. The individual soul is liberated when it comes out from the material heart and cleanses the heart to make it spiritualized. The example given here is very appropriate. Yonim ivitogni. Agni or fire comes out of wood, and by it the wood is completely destroyed. Similarly, when a living entity increases his attachment for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is to be considered like a fire. A blazing fire is visible by its exhibition of heat and light. Similarly, when the living entity within the heart become enlightened with full spiritual knowledge and detached from the material world, he burns off his material covering of the five elements earth, water, fire, air, and sky and becomes free from the five kinds of material attachment, namely ignorance, false egoism, attachment to material world, envy, and absorption in material consciousness. Therefore, Panchatmakam is mentioned in this verse. Refer either the five element or the five covering of the material contamination. When these are all burned into ashes by the blazing fire of knowledge and detachment, one is fixed firmly in the devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Unless one take shelter of the bona fide spiritual master and advances one attraction for Krishna by spiritual master's instructions, the five covering of living entity cannot be uncovered from the material heart. The living entity is centered within the heart, and to take him away from the heart, to liberate him, this is the process. One must take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master and by his instruction increase one's knowledge in devotional service, become detached from the material world and thus become liberated. An advanced devotee, therefore, does not live within the material body but within the spiritual body, just as a dry coconut lives detached from the coconut husk, even though within the husk. The pure devotee's body is therefore called Chinmay Sharir, spiritualized body. In other words, a devotee's body is not connected with material activity, and as such, a devotee is always liberated. Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12, chapter 14, text 26. Srila Rupa Goswami also confirmed this. Iha yasya hare dasya karmana manasa gira nikhilashapi avasthashu jivan mukta sa uchyate. Whatever his condition may be, one who is engaged fully in his one who's engaged fully with his body, mind, and speech in the service of Lord is liberated even within his body. Very inspiring and very important purport, instructive purport. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakayam Chakshurunmilitam Yenam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sabadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Dvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radham Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalitam Shri Vishakhanmitam Shyam Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pesthaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Miti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschaptya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratushe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhur Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Bindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Mami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhashya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So as we have discussed, Srila Prabhupada gave title for this particular section, increasing the attachment to devotional service. So before we start discussion on this verse, I'd like to seek the blessing of His guest Anandamaya Prabhu, who had been, as mentioned in his purport, Srila Prabhupada, right? Unless one takes shelter of the bona fide spiritual master and advances one attraction to Krishna by the spiritual master's instruction. So we can see Anandamaya Prabhu had taken shelter of Srila Prabhupada's instruction very tightly, and therefore is so much advanced in his devotional service. And therefore, then Prabhupada continued, the five covering of material entity cannot be uncovered from material heart unless that heart is clean by following instruction of spiritual master. So Anandamaya Prabhu did it. So we have a live example in front of us. An advanced devotee therefore does not live within the material body but within his spiritual body. So we like to seek the blessing of Anandamaya Prabhuji, so we can speak something to purify my own heart and give pleasure to all the devotees. Since today is very auspicious day, it's an appearance day of Madhvacharya. So for some time we'll discuss about this verse and then we'll go to the life and the teaching of Madhvacharya. Srila Prabhupada write in this verse, if we see entire verse, although the purport is very big, if you have to summarize the purport in 2 lines or 1 line, so increase the attachment, purify the heart. Attachment to whom? And purification from what? So attach, increase the attachment of our own heart, or increase the attachment to the instruction of Guru. Because attachment will be there. If you can just take, if somebody get the phone, new phone he had purchased, and 1 week he lost the phone, then what? Although he may get his most favorite things, delicacies, he may get the gulab jamun or rasgullas or sandesh, and if you lose the phone, he's not able to relish it because his attachment is more for the phone than anything else. Sometimes we see that people, when they go in a car, accident doesn't happen, it's about to happen, but there's 2 vehicles come in front, they stop, having little gap, but the person is the owner of car, get down from the car and hit the other car because he think I am car. Because of ahankar, he think I am car and life become bekar. So attachment comes to the car, attachment comes to the phone, attachment comes. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur tell that I have built a big home, and the day the home was built, it was set on fire. So attachment will be there, either here or there. Somewhere attachment will go. But if the attachment go towards Krishna, the falashruti is heart will be cleansed. If attachment go to something else, result is what? Will become more and more entangled. So, and then Srila Prabhupada so nicely writes in the purport like how we can increase attachment to Krishna. Prabhupada is now shooting into air, just have attached to Krishna. Sometimes people comes and they say that we should love the God, we should praise the God. But when it is being asked how we should love the God, how we should praise the God, there is no answer. So Prabhupada first told, increase the attachment towards Krishna, and then is taking how we can increase. The Prabhupada write, unless one takes shelter of bona fide spiritual master and advances one attraction for Krishna by the spiritual master instruction. There is a key, we can say that, attachment to Krishna and attraction towards the instruction of the bona fide spiritual master. If you are attracted by his instruction, that means you are attracted by Krishna's flute. The instruction which comes from the mouth of bona fide spiritual master is as good as Krishna's flute. It's depend upon us whether we get attracted by it or not. Then Prabhupada write, this is the process. What is the process? To get attracted by the instruction of bona fide spiritual master and to give life for that. And we can see Srila Prabhupada is a personification of the getting attracted by the instruction of a bona fide spiritual master. When we go out for the preaching, so we see that we come across so many people, but hardly anybody take it seriously. Like somebody take, but not everybody. Srila Prabhupada, the day he met Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur at Ulta Danga Junction, 1922, next day, he resigned from his job. Very next day, when being asked, why do you want? So I want to execute the order of my spiritual master. How? Don't know. But I want to give myself for that order. Next day, even by that time, Japamala did not came in his hand. Before that, he took that instruction of life and soul. And then again, his life, if you see, in 1922 to 1977, this 55 year, the whole time is only how can I execute the order of my spiritual master. This is the process. Srila Prabhupada right here. And then he writes a wonderful thing that an advanced devotee, how one become liberated? Because somebody become attached to the instruction of spiritual master. So then Prabhupada give analogy here. Therefore, does not live within the material body, but within the spiritual body, just as a dry coconut. Srila Prabhupada give the analogy. And then he quote the verse from the Srila Rupa Goswami, Iha yasya hare dase. Although somebody may be living in this material body, but is delivered. How? If we take an iron rod, keep in a fire. So because of fiery qualities, heat and light, that iron rod possesses the quality of fire. Once the that iron rod sufficiently in contact with the fire, when we take it out, nobody will call us a iron rod. That will be known as a ball of fire. It has a fire. If it touch, it will burn, and it emits the light. Similarly, when somebody come in contact with the Krishna, so coming in contact with Krishna is chanting his holy name, reading about Krishna, and when we chant the holy name, we chant for some time. When we read for some time, and that also we sleep out maximum time. But we can remain in contact with Krishna all the time, even in worst of situation, by attraction for Krishna, by spiritual master's instruction. So, in other words, a then proper right here, whatever his condition may be, anywhere he may be, it doesn't matter. One who is engaged fully with his body, mind, and speech in the service of Lord is liberated even within the body. So, this particular purport, which Srila Prabhupada give the title in the beginning of chapter, increasing the attachment, is very, very instructive for us. Upon becoming fixed in his attachment, translation go like this, to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by the grace of spiritual master. So everything happened by the grace of Krishna's mercy flow in the form of instruction of spiritual master. Sometimes some people go and they ask, give me your mercy, give me some mercy. So if we want to take mercy of Krishna, if we want to take mercy of spiritual master Srila Prabhupada, we can take their instruction. If we take instruction, we are getting the mercy. Ganga is flowing. It's up to us how much we can dip into that water. The living entity situated within the heart of body and covered by the five elements burns up his material surrounding, exactly like a iron rod in contact with the fire. Arising from the wood burns the wood itself. So the purport is very, very instructive. We can discuss for long time only on this purport. But today also we'll discuss Sripad Madhvacharya, who is our Param Guru coming in the line. So Madhvacharya Sampradaya continue on, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, although Supreme Personality of Godhead, he doesn't need anything like that. But still, he connected himself to the Sampradaya of Madhvacharya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took initiation from Ishwarapuri. Ishwarapuri is the disciple of Madhavendra Puri, who is in turn disciple of Lakshmipati Tirtha, who is in turn disciple of Vyasa Tirtha, and like this parampara is going on. So, these four paramparas are compared with the four ropes. This material world is compared with the deep, dark well. Why deep, dark well? Sometimes if you take a stone and throw into the well, so dubuk, that sound will come. Sometimes well is very, very deep, very, very deep. Even if you throw the stone, that sound doesn't come out. So, yad gatva nivartante, material word something like this. So, material word is compared with a deep, dark well. Somebody goes, he'll suffocate, bitten by the insects, and there's a practically no way to come out. And it's very small also. The exist is very small. But if you go inside, it's very, very deep and very, very wide. So practically there's no way to come out. But these four sampradayas, Shri, Madhva, Shri, Brahma, Kumar, Rudra, they are compared with the four ropes who was going down into the well and rescuing the people from the well. So rope is there, only we have to catch the rope and come out. So if you see among the four sampradayas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took these two lessons. Like Mahaprabhu took two lessons from each sampradaya. From Sripad Madhvacharya Sampradaya, he took two lessons. First is the deity worship, and second is Mayavad Khandan. Sripad Madhvacharya's philosophy is based upon Shuddha Dvaita. Shankaracharya told Advaita. Advaita means we and Lord both are same, no difference. Dvaita means two. So, but Madhvacharya told Shuddha Dvaita means we, like therefore it says pose also, like if you see any pictures, any photo, Madhvacharya is like this. We and Supreme Lord both are different. There is no similarity. So, if you see, there is some similarity between the Mayavad and Vaishnava philosophy, but there is a more difference. The similarity in between Mayavad and Vaishnava philosophy is both accept the Vedas. Buddhists reject the Vedas. Therefore, they call Shunyavad. As per Buddhist philosophy, everything is void. Everything is running because of your own karma. They are more or less a karmavadi. If you do good karma, you'll get the good result. If you do bad karma, you'll get the bad result. If you doesn't do any karma, there'll be no result. So they are more or less a karmavadi. And there's no God, there's no creator, nothing is there. I always wonder, they believe in karma, they believe in reincarnation, but doesn't believe in soul. So this is the one similarity between the Mayavadi and Vaishnavas. Second, both accept, Mayavadis and Vaishnavas both accept the ultimate absolute spiritual reality, which Buddhist doesn't accept, Shunyavad. But there is a much difference between Mayavad and Vaishnavas. When you come to the accepting the Vedas, so Mayavadis mainly focus on Upanishad and Vedas, where Vaishnavas mainly refer to the Itihas and Puranas. Now, how Itihas and Puranas? If we see if you see the Vaishnava Sampradaya, they are acting like a binocle or a magnifying glass. Like one is the mirror. Mirror, we just see reflection. Mirror, we can't see other side. Then come opaque mirror. So opaque glass, we can figure it out. Something is there, but can't figure it out. Who is there? Then come transparent glass. Transparent glass, we can figure it out. Who is there? And then come magnifying glass. Not only we can figure it out who is there, but we can magnifyingly see the fine details. So Vedas are compared with the mirror. We can just say front side, but difficult to understand what is there. The meanings are very complicated. The language is very, very flowery. When you go to Upanishad and other thing, it's like an opaque. We can figure it out, but still not very clear. Then the Vaishnava philosophy, like a Puranas, Itihasas, they are like a mirror. We can see, okay, like this is there. But when the same thing come from the bona fide spiritual master, it's like an transparent via medium. Srila Prabhupada write this word some places. Or magnifying glass. Not only we can figure it out, but we can see very fine detail. Like in this purport Prabhupada wrote, The purport, if you see translation, it mention about becoming attached to the Supreme Lord. But Srila Prabhupada magnifying it. How we can become attached to Supreme Lord? We can become attached to Supreme Lord by attachment to his devotees' instruction. So that attachment is as good as attachment to the Supreme Lord. So in this way, there's so many difference between accepting Vedas, but again fine details are there. Then when you come to the accepting the ultimate reality. So as per Mayavadi, you are the Supreme God. Even is so disgusting to hear, I am God. If somebody has little bit intelligence, and if we say you are God, he'll just laugh. What a joke it is. So although acceptance of reality is there, but again difference is there. But Vaishnava accept Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So now because time is less, instead of discussing this, we'll go into the life of Madhvacharya. So Madhvacharya born in Udupi, near Udupi. From Udupi is around 12 miles. There's a holy place called Pajaka Kshetra. So he born to a very pious Brahmana, Madhyagheha Bhatta. Srila Madhvacharya is an incarnation of Vayu, Hanuman, and Bhima. So Bhima is known for the strength. Hanumanji is known for his ultimate devotion towards Lord Ram. And Vayu's one quality is there that he's very scholar. He's very, very scholarly person. And if we see in Dwapar Yoga, he came as a Hanuman, same Vayu. In next Treta Yoga, in Treta Yoga, he came as a Hanuman, and Dwapar Yoga, he came as a Bhima. But now, in Kali Yoga, all three combined came together as a Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya is very, very vastly learned, so the scholarship is there. He's, although born in a Brahmana family, he's very, very strongly built. The quality of Bhima, and the third quality is devotion, attachment towards Lord Ram. So there are so many wonderful pastime happened since the beginning of his like from the beginning of his childhood age. So we'll just see some of the pastime. The follower of Madhvacharya call him Mukhya Pran, another name of Vayu. Vayu is the Pran. There are 5 Vayus. Pran, Apan, Van, and among them Pran is the main. So they'll call him by the name Mukhya Pran. So for them, Mahabharata is one of the most important scriptures. For Sri Vaishnavas, Vishnu Puran and Bhagavad Gita is one of the main scriptures they refer always. For us, for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Chaitamrita. These are the 3 most important scriptures. For those who are followers of Madhvacharya, for them, Aitareya Upanishad, Mahabharata is the most important scriptures. So Madhvacharya advent was principally to counter and defeat the Mayavad conclusion. Just before Madhvacharya, Ramacharya preached the Vaishnava philosophy widely, but Mayavadi also preached later on widely. So much so that no Vaishnava will dare to speak openly on the Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. They'll do very fearfully. If you see Udupi, from Udupi, the headquarters of Mayavadi Sringeri is not so far. So that is one of the headquarters of the Mayavadis. So they used to preach Mayavad very widely. So even Vaishnavas will disguise themselves as a Mayavadi. They'll put tilak like a Mayavad, or they'll dress them like that. Or when they go to, like in general, they discuss about Mayavad. Although they may be practicing Vaishnavas, but they are frightened. They are very fearful of the Mayavadi. So at that time, Madhvacharya came. And Madhyageya, for a long time, Madhyageya Bhatta did not have any son. So he prayed to Lord Ananteshwar. It's a unique form of Lord. Although it's a Shivalinga, it's a kind of a Shivalinga, but the deity is of Mahavishnu. If you go to Udupi, so there is a Krishna Mat. In front of Krishna's temple, there is a temple of Ananteshwar, and next is a temple of Chandramaulishwar. So Chandramaulishwar is a temple of Lord Shiva. Ananteshwar is the Lord of Parshuram, Mahavishnu, and Krishna's temple is in front. So there are so many things are there. I'll just share like one of the thing. Once by the divine arrangement, Madhvacharya went to the beach, and because of some storm, one ship was stuck up into coral reef, into ocean, and could not able to move. So the captain of ship got down from the ship, and he saw one saintly person doing meditation there. So he asked, "Can you rescue my ship?" So Madhvacharya, with his sannyasa staff, danda, he just moved apart like this. And there was a heavy wind, and that ship got detached from the coral reef and again went into the ocean water. So the owner of the ship, the captain who was a merchant also, and the owner of ship also became very pleased. He wanted to offer something to Madhvacharya. Being repeatedly asked, "Please accept something for me." He told, "I don't need anything. Whatever is there, I have." Then he saw that he's putting tilak of Gopi Chandan. And that ship was coming from Gujarat, from Saurashtra, not Saurashtra, from Kutch region. So to keep the balance into ship, they had cut the big Gopi Chandan blocks, so ship can remain balanced, and they kept below. So while coming, he saw that he's putting tilak of Gopi Chandan, so he gave a big block of Gopi Chandan to Madhvacharya. The Madhvacharya broke that block of a Gopi Chandan, and from that block he gave two blocks. And Madhvacharya broke both the blocks so he can carry back that into small pieces. When the blocks were broken, so from one block came out deity of Balaramji, from other block came out deity of Krishna. Now it's a unique incident happened how that deity being manifested. After appearance in this world, Krishna immediately transferred to Gokul, and then Mahavan, then Vrindavan. So like this was going on. So Mother Devaki and Vasudev did not see the childhood pastime of Krishna. And when Krishna was in Dwarika, so Mother Devaki requested once the Govardhan, the pastime of the Damodar Leela. So she was very having intense desire to see the Damodar Leela. So Damodar Leela began on the day of Deepavali. Krishna got up in the morning, and Mother Yashoda was glorifying the Supreme Lord, and she was churning the butter. While churning the butter, her bangles were making sound. So she removed all the bangles and just kept one or two bangles. Still the sound of a kartal was coming very softly. And because Mother Yashoda was calling Krishna, Krishna got up and went to Mother Yashoda, and he held the churning rod. Now churning rod was going very high speed. And when Krishna held the churning rod, Mother Yashoda became very happy. Why? My baby became so strong that now he can hold a moving churning rod. So she stopped the churning the butter, and the entire Damodar Leela happened. So Mother Devaki heard the Damodar Leela so many times, and she had a desire to see that pastime. So Krishna manifested the entire Damodar Leela. And in the audience, Rukmini was there, everybody was there. So they got captivated that Damodar form, Krishna holding the churning rod, and eventually carrying the ropes in the hand. So after that pastime is over, Rukmini Devi requested Krishna to give the self form, the form which she had seen. Krishna as a baby just got up and holding the churning rod, and then eventually catching the ropes to churn the butter. So that deity was being carved by the Vishwakarma and being worshipped by Rukmini Devi in her palace in presence of Krishna for many years. Along with Krishna, she used to worship Balaramji. So Krishna Balaram deity is being worshipped by Mother Rukmini for so many times. So after Krishna unmanifested his pastime, so all of the queens went to the Dwarka. So it is not very clear. This deity also went to from Dwarka to Vrindavan. From Dwarka they went to Vrindavan. In between they were being kidnapped by some rogues. So this deity was carried by Uddhava for some time, worship in Dwarka for time being. Then how it came to Dwarka again, don't know. From Dwarka went to Vrindavan and again came back to Dwarka. That details are not available. And then was kicked into Gopichandan pot, Gopichandan pond, which is in the holy place of Dwarka. And when this deity was brought back to the Udupi, not knowing this was just a block of a stone. So the Krishna's deity was so heavy that even a 10 body builders, wrestlers could not able to lift them. Balramji also was very, very heavy. But Madhvacharya single-handedly lifted the deity of Krishna. He installed Balramji near Ocean Beach, Malape Beach. If you go now also, we can see the temple of Balaramji there. And he brought Krishna to the Udupi. And the deity worship standard is very, very high. It is so high that only sannyasi can worship that. Only sannyasi worship the deity. Nobody else can touch the deity. In Udupi, the custom is only sannyasi worship the deity. And daily they have terms come every 2 years. So for when their terms come, deity worship standard is so high, he get up morning, the deity worship start morning 3:30 and goes till 10:30, 11. In that time, he doesn't drink single drop of water and anything. So it's very strict and very, very regulated deity worship standard. So, and even the deity of Krishna is extremely beautiful. And they offer the multiple bhoga to the Supreme Lord. Yeah, this is the same deity. We can see the churning rod in the hand, and other hand is carrying the ropes. Udupi Krishna ki. So this is a deity being personally worshipped by the Madhvacharya. While unmanifesting his pastime on this earthly planet, Madhvacharya had a 12 disciple. So, and he got the 12 Shaligram Shilas from Vedavyas when he went to the Badrik Ashram to show his commentary on Mahabharat and Vedanta Sutras. I believe Vedanta Sutra or Upanishad, I don't remember exactly on which commentary. So which commentary, when he showed to the Madhvacharya, Vedavyas was very pleased and gave him the Shaligram Shilas. So Madhvacharya gave each Shaligram Shila to the 12 disciple. So that Shaligram Shila is still worshipped into 12 mathas, which is surrounding the Udupi temple. So yeah, this is he gave a commentary on Brahma Sutra. Brahma Sutra means Vedanta Sutra, like Srimad Bhagavatam. Before that, pre-explanation. Yeah, Vyasudeva was very, very pleased with the commentary of Madhvacharya. I guess Ananya would like to share something today's.
Madhvacharya went 2 times to see Vedavyas. On 2 occasions, he had a darshan of Sri Vedavyas and submitted his commentary on Mahabharata. And at one time, Madhvacharya was accompanied by his disciples, and then that was at the base of the mountain in the Himalayas. And Madhvacharya told his disciples, "You just wait for me here. I'll come back very soon." Then from that place, he jumped and immediately he went to the ashram of Vedavyas by jumping from that place. And then he came back like that after some time. So that was showing how he can fly in the sky just like Hanuman.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Sripad Madhvacharya ki, Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki. Srila Prabhupada ki, Samaveta Gaura Bhaktarinda ki. So please bless me, whatever I spoke, I can apply in my life. I can take instruction of my spiritual master as a life and soul. Whatever I spoke is because of their mercy. If I speak something